Hey, once again, I told you guys, Mania weekend, more videos. So I figured, make another video. Um, got out of class, watching the network, and I thought to myself, I'd like to talk about the Hall of Fame a little bit, go into details, because I know this year's class isn't as big as last year's. Last year's, you had some pretty big names in there. You had the Ultimate Warrior, you had Jake the Snake Roberts, Lita, Scott Hall, just goes on and on and on. Paul Bear, Carlos Colon, who can forget Mr. T? If I missed anyone, please correct me. But no, I'm here to talk about the issues. Plain and simple, and basically why I think they belong. First off, we've got Tatsumi Fujinami. Hopefully I said that right. He's being inducted by Ric Flair. Yes, that's right, you heard it. That Ric Flair. They had some good matches back in the 90s. Now, he wasn't really involved in WWE, but he did have his presence back in the day, like with the territories back in the 80s and the 90s. So I believe him going in is like how Antonio Inoki went in back in 2010. How, sure, he wasn't the biggest household name in here, but it's what he did over in Japan that made him big. Like, that's what I like to see, that they're recognizing it because of all the talent that is over in Japan. It's just phenomenal. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. So like, you go over there, you see everything that's going on in Japan, and they're like, okay, let's bring him into the Hall of Fame. And I know that him and Ric Flair have had some phenomenal matches. I'm not saying I watched any, but I know they're there. Just want to go on that quickly just because, and I just want to say congratulations to him too because, hey, seems like he's earned it. Hey, you're in the Hall of Fame after all, buddy. Here you go. Congratulations. Next off, we got Larry Sabisco. This is a one that I've been wanting to go into the Hall of Fame for quite some time now, just because the same thing. He dominated the whole scene with WC. I don't really remember what he did, but like the same thing back in the day. He was one of the names. He was basically what you thought of when you thought of the perfect wrestler back in the 80s and the 90s, was Larry Zbyszko. This is well overdue for him. It's kind of like when Bruno Sammartino went in, ironically, the man who's inducting Larry into the Hall of Fame, because you know, from way back when, Network, they'll show moments like in the 80s, he's just calling him out. He, with that rivalry with Sammartino, was the perfect example of what a heel wrestler is supposed to be. Calling out your opponent like that, it was just flawless. It was phenomenal. Nothing but praise for Larry. Just going through my list. Next up, this person hasn't had a name to be inducted yet, but we got Alundra Blaze. Basically, the first real diva to show that, yeah, divas can kick ass too. We're not just pretty faces. Sure, you had Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young, Wendy Richter. Those girls are great. But Alundra came into the scene basically just like a bat out of hell. She went in there to prove, hey, don't fuck around with me. I'm the one who's going to get shit done for y'all. And guess what she did? She got it done. One of the most iconic scenes ever involves her dumping the title, I think it was the Women's Championship, into the garbage can. It was just one of those things, it's like you just remember forever. Like certain things that Hall of Famers do, you just remember, and that's what Alundra did. And the same thing, she basically was the first badass diva out in the market. The first badass diva to basically say to herself, yeah, not only am I a chick, but I kick ass as well. Up next, we got the Bushwhackers of Luke Williams, and I don't really know their, well, we just got the Bushwhackers. Same thing, Bushwhackers. It's like Fujinami and Zbyszko, not really known for what they did in WWE, more what they did way back in the day, like in the 80s and the 90s. Like, they did have their involvement. One of the greatest tag team wrestling duos ever. Most titles won by a tag team in wrestling. Basically, what they did was they just came in, they ran the show, and they had their symbol, just the walk. It was basically, it was so profitable. Everyone fell in love with the character. How you would like hit them, and Skinner as well. You had the three Aussies wrestling, basically to break ground for Aussies who were either wrestled in the WWE like Emma today. I believe there's some other ones too. I don't really know their names. And yeah, just people from down under, baby, go cook some shrimp on the bobby. But no, yeah, that's all I gotta say about the Bushwhackers. Up next, we got Rikishi. This is one of my picks where I'm kind of like, I don't know why he's in, but at the same time, it's kind of like, hey, congratulations, you did well. Being inducted, obviously, by his son. I also didn't say about the Bushwhackers because Jimmy, it doesn't say it. I'm pretty sure it's Laurinaitis. Jimmy and Jay Uso will be inducting their father, so it'll be a special moment tomorrow night when you see them inducting him, Rikishi. Yeah, because like the only thing Rikishi, he never really held a title. It was more of his personality. It was more of, yeah, Rikishi the man, Rikishi the wrestler, Rikishi the entertainer. It wasn't more of like, yeah, he was great, he won all these titles. It was just, yeah, no, he was fun to watch, he was entertaining. He basically is part of that big Samoan legacy that you see in the WWE now with new Samoan taking over Sunday. Because that's logic. But yeah, I like the same thing because a lot of people were shaking their heads. It's kind of like when Coco Beware went in. It's cool. It's good to see Rikishi go in. It's nice. It's just this year, really. It's like you couldn't wait a few more years. But then again, WWE does not have like the Cooperstown rule where it's like if you don't get in within 3 years of eligibility, you're done. Which they could do that, but then it'd be like basically people getting released. So it's like cool because then you're already speculating. Okay, 2015, then who's going in next year? Next up, we have our celebrity inductee. The celebrity inductee is a man from not from here. It's a man who I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he loves his mother, even on Father's Day. This man is the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Basically, he's in because he punched Triple H in the mouth in 2000, and now they're the best of friends. At this point with the entertainment celebrity inductees, I feel like they're just finding, okay, anyone who appeared, okay, you, come here. We'll come bring you in. It's like eventually you're going to see who, like Maria Menounos is going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. Watch. You're going to see like her go in. You're going to see like Snoop Dogg go in. You're going to see like all these celebrities. And my pick for 2016 is Freddie Prinze Jr. just because he actually did work for the company for a while and he was a guest host and he's also a huge fan. So it's kind of like, hey, both sides of the ball. But no, with Arnold, it's just good to see him because he's going. Because why? It's Arnold, plain and simple. He didn't really do much for wrestling, but you don't have to. You're Arnold Schwarzenegger. Being inducted probably by Triple H, I assume. And up next, we've got, before I get to my last two, I want to talk about the Warrior Award, which is something no one saw coming. Like, you think it was like the Warrior Award, okay, it's this cool idea, but it's more about what the overall award is about. It's just the story behind it. It's just so phenomenal. Like, with how this one little, I don't know, he was 8 or 9 years old, Connor the Crusher McCulloch from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This one kid who just went in there like, oh, I know a lot of people who vet wrestlers, and you make a personal connection with that wrestler because even through like the sick, like Make a Wish, you see all these people, and they meet the wrestlers, and it's like, oh yeah, it's special bond. For some reason, Connor just stuck with everyone. Like Triple H and Stephanie, it's not like okay, whatever. It's like okay, your child is time to live. Well, okay, we're gonna have him meet the wrestlers. No, they flew him to WrestleMania. I don't think they've ever done that for a sick child before, because I know they usually bring a group of sick children from Make a Wish to WrestleMania every year. But in this case, it was like, okay, we're going to fly him down. We're going to give him ringside seats. He's going to meet all these performers because he has only a few weeks to live. And, well, God rest his soul, but even with the Ultimate Warrior 2, why he's being honored. But just to see that they're doing this proves that not only are we entertainment, but we give back to the community. And I praise WWE from here to, like, past where you see my arm going for what they're doing for this. Because it's phenomenal. It's remarkable. So, God rest your soul, Connor. And this one's for you. And tomorrow night, we'll see you get inducted as the first ever Warrior Award recipient. Which, it's going to be an honor that's just going to go, I hope this legacy carries on. They keep doing this every year. It's not just a one-time thing, but they keep doing it for superstars who do give back to the community. For even, like, say, for example, someone within WWE even, or in this case, it's a fan. The first ever fan to go into the Hall of Fame. You can proclaim you're the biggest fan in the world. You can say, I go to all these shows. Oh, I'm such a fan. Connor the Crusher McCulloch is a true WWE fan. Up next, we're going to have the guy who had to powerbomb his son through a table to get into the Hall of Fame. We have Tarzan from Magic Mike. I'm just kidding. We have Big Daddy Cool, Kevin Nash Diesel, whatever you want to call him. He's about this tall, has longer hair than I do, and probably has more muscles and tattoos than I do, and more gray hair. But it's the same thing as Rikishi, kind of like you understand why he's going in, but then again, the whole clique's in the Hall, probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame, except for who knows if X-Pac will get in, or 1-2-3 Dynamite Kid, Sean Waltman, whatever you want to call him. But no, Kevin Nash. I heard Shawn Michaels was inducting him, and I was like Mick Foley, but I'm like, you gotta leave it for Scott Hall or Shawn Michaels. Like it's the logical options. It was kind of like if Mick Foley inducts him, it's kind of like how Trish Stratus was inducted by Stephanie McMahon in 2013 when it should have been Lita. But then they did it right last year when they had Lita induct Trish, when Trish inducted Lita. But nothing bad to say here about this one. Kevin Nash is a guy you always liked, but yeah, the powerbomb is way to get into the Hall of Fame. That's all I gotta say. And I know a lot of people aren't excited for him, but hey, it's the Hall of Fame. You gotta sit there and appreciate it. I went there in 2012, I know what it's like. You're just sitting there, and it's gonna be story after story. Which brings me to the hopefully the final inductee of the night. The reason why a lot of people are going to the Hall of Fame, and the reason why I wanted to go to San Jose, because the Macho Man Randy Savage is entering the hallowed grounds of the WWE Hall of Fame. You want to talk about being overdue? This is long overdue. It did not have to wait 4 years till after he died. I know there was all the personal drama between him and the company. I know about all that. But what happens in the end is that Macho Man finally goes in. God rest his soul. It's just gonna be really nice to see him go in, kind of like last year with Warrior, how he made peace with everything. How the Poffo family's making peace with WWE in a sense. It's nice just to see how everything's coming full circle ahead. How it's remarkable to see all this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it's just nice to see full circle. Macho Man, congratulations for you. But yeah, that's all my wrap up. I just want to make a video right now, just previewing the Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna make a results about like who watched what because I won't be watching the Hall of Fame live because have been otherwise booked for tomorrow night. But stay tuned. There'll be more videos coming. Probably I hope to get 3 or 4 out of the way in the next few days. So yeah, I'll see you when I see you.